This is the first time in BBWA voting for Most Valuable Player dating to 1931 that the winners in both leagues were unanimous selections. Joining Shohei Ohtani, the 2023 National League Most Valuable Player, Ronald Acuna Jr. Congratulations.
Look at that reaction. Oh, I love it. That is so cool.
Let the party begin.
Wow.
Ronald Acuna Jr. celebrating with family, friends, teammates.
Yeah.
And he says he's extremely excited. He's having a hard time explaining it, but that he's really privileged to be in the clubhouse with his family present, his teammates, and everything else that's going on. He's extremely happy and privileged to have this opportunity right along with them.
Well, as we mentioned, neither honor is a surprise. Both unanimous winners in MVP honors. This was Acuna's to lose. You don't go 40-70 and not win the MVP.
It's so impressive what he was able to do this season. And even after Mook snuck back up on him and got into the race, you knew Mook had to have another monster month because Acuna had pretty much shown that there's no signs of slowing down. No matter who's on his heels, he's going to continue running the bases. Pitchers are trying to pitch around him, and he's still hitting home runs out the yard. I mean, it was so many pitches on the black that he was taking out dead central. Last night, we showed his spray chart of the home runs that he was hitting last season, and it was so impressive. I think he's that guy who steps up to the challenge, and the fact that he was playing out in Venezuela, and I think he went deep last night.
Great practical joke, Jim. Got me go to the annex. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You fucking...
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Ronald Acuna Jr. is done for the year. And if you clicked on this with any hope or desire to hear a positive outlook on this or any sort of optimism, I'll get there eventually, but at least to start, this is more so going to be a grieving period for at least most of it. How could it not be? What about this can be good in any way right now? If there is one player in Major League Baseball that it's heart-wrenching to see be out for the season, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. Okay, I guess Shohei would be the most devastating. That'd be a nightmare for baseball, but Acuna is a close second. Mike Trout was tough to see go back on the injured list, but I feel like it doesn't hit quite as hard considering he's on the Angels, a team that wasn't making the playoffs regardless. We all knew that. They haven't made the playoffs in 10 years, and that won't change seemingly for a long time. It just doesn't impact us as baseball fans the same way it would have, say, 5 years ago. And we were still innocent and oblivious to the reality that the Angels just were never going to make it to the playoffs, when we still had hope to see Trout in October. Now there's no hope, but with Acuna, man, this sucks harder than Larry Sinclair with Barack Obama. I mean, Acuna is arguably the most exciting player in baseball. Who's more exciting than him? He does literally everything. He hits homers, pimps those homers, makes fun defensive plays, gets on base, steals bases. It's so much fun to watch. A true five-tool player who was on a Braves team that has made it to the postseason for the last 6 years. A Braves team that's won their division for the last 6 years with a championship coming in the midst of that, which is great. Championships are great, always. And Braves fans will forever think the world of 2021, but there's one teeny tiny little itty bitty thing about that year that was clearly missing, the only thing that could have made it better, and that was Acuna. From the moment he was called up to the big leagues in 2018, this man was the now and the future of the franchise, immediately showing he was a star by winning Rookie of the Year, getting in big postseason moments, finishing top 5 in MVP the next year, had a great short in 2020. I mean, it was pretty clear that this is the guy, someone not just Braves fans could embrace, but anybody could embrace, most fans who love fun. So when Acuna went down on a freak play and tore his ACL in the middle of the 2021 season, missing the rest of it, it was frustrating not having Ronnie be a part of that postseason run. But you know what? Whatever. It sucks, but what are you going to do? The Braves won the World Series without Acuna this time, but they're still a great team, so if and when they win the next one, Acuna will be there for it. That was the plan. Unfortunately, these plans have changed as much as Disney when writing The Rise of Skywalker, because not only have the Braves lost in the playoffs the last couple of years, but Acuna just tore his ACL. Again. but instead of it being his right ACL like in 2021, it was his left this time. Now, I'm not sure how all this works because when Acuna tore his right ACL, he was in insane pain and had to be taken off the field in a stretcher. This time, he was in pain, but also able to walk it off and seemed relatively okay after the game, talking to the media about it. So I don't know, it's interesting. I'm no doctor, I don't know how this stuff works, but I do know that Acuna being able to walk it off along with the Braves initially deeming it a sore left knee, I and so many others were cautiously optimistic, but still very optimistic and hoping this was just similar to the left ACL sprain Acuna had back in 2018. That wasn't that serious. Now, first off, for the Braves, this is of course the absolute last thing they needed. Spencer Strider, the best pitcher on the team, was already out having to get elbow surgery, and now Acuna, the best hitter on the team, is gone. They're still a great team and have a chance to make the playoffs and win the World Series and all that. This obviously makes things tougher, but it's still totally a possibility. But this brings me back to what I just said, that Acuna would be there for the next championship. Well, if they go all the way this year, he won't be. And that blows. And if I'm a Braves fan, honestly, I'd just be saying screw 2024. Strider's done, now Acuna. I feel like I just hope for the Phillies' downfall and call it a year looking into 2025. Again, to win the first ring in 2021 without Acuna was bittersweet, but whatever. For it to happen again, I'd rather the Braves, even if I was a Braves fan, I'd rather they don't win this year, so the next time that they do, it's with Ronnie. That man deserves to be on a championship team playing in the World Series, and it sucks so bad that he hasn't gotten that opportunity yet. Like, damn it. Acuna is supposed to be a part of these Braves, especially when they win. The face of the franchise shouldn't ever be watching. He should be playing. This isn't how it's supposed to be. And to me, the worst part about this is what it means for the future. Acuna will be back, but now that he has both of his ACLs previously torn, that can't result in him ever getting back to his full potential, at least with his base running skills, right? Like his running. I mean, what do I know? But when Acuna is tearing his ACL on stuff like this, random moves on non-plays, like there wasn't even a play here, it's hard to see the Braves wanting him to run hard again. I have rocks for brains when it comes to anything medical, but Acuna will obviously not be able to be the same running-wise at all now, right? There's so much to worry about, whether in the outfield or on the bases, and it could even affect his hitting. Like, this just sucks. It's so depressing all around. It also kind of explains why Acuna wasn't looking his best to start the season. He had right knee discomfort early on in spring training, which was revealed to be an irritated meniscus, and yes, the ACL he just tore was his left one, but you obviously will favor your non-injured leg more, the one that didn't get a torn ACL 3 years ago and a hurt meniscus this spring. And now the non-injured one is injured. It's awful. It really is. There's no sugarcoating any of it. Even Ronnie himself has nothing to say other than sorry with a heartbroken emoji. It's beyond depressing. So whatever the Braves do the rest of the year, unfortunately won't feel the same. They've won the World Series without Acuna and they could do it again. But it really is tough knowing there's no reality Acuna gets to be on a championship team this season, and the soonest we'll have to wait for is 2025. I'll try to end this on a positive note right now and say to watch out for Acuna's second revenge tour coming next year. That's about all you can say right now. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.